The reason my mother is a reader is probably because she was growing up in the sort of early post-colonial period in a British-style convent school. I mean, a European style, which was, in fact, she had a lot of Irish nuns and so on. And so she was introduced in the 1950s or 1960s to these works by Jane Austen, by George Eliot, by Charles Dickens. That's what, so if she would have been reading Elizabeth Bennet and identifying with her, or, you know, reading about Dorothea Brooke and identifying with her, or enjoying the humor of Charles Dickens and so on. And so that larger kind of historical narrative shows up in all these different provincial homes or in urban places like Delhi, and where people start to that's just what's at hand, so to speak, you know. So it is, I think you're right, because of Macaulay. For that reason, maybe you're familiar with the work of Gauri Vishwanathan. So Gauri Vishwanathan in the late 80s, in Masks of Conquest, talks about the fact that the origins of English literary study are in India, because, you know, in the early 19th century, around the time that Austen was writing, that's when, I mean, the British Parliament was trying to sort of hold back missionary activity in India because they were nervous about the backlash. And so you find that, I mean, at least according to Vishwanathan, this is why people turn to a kind of proxy way of spreading the good word, which was through literary works, you know, by teaching, I don't know, Bunyan or Milton or people like that. And she suggests that English literary studies started in India. So that's kind of the crucible. And I think it's all mixed up with Macaulay, with these kind of policy decisions which catapulted literary study of English literature and not just the classics into a kind of central position. And I think that continues to resonate in our history today. You know, I can sort of trace it to why I read Jane Austen when I was 12 years old.